Hello everyone, welcome to the World Series of Board Gaming's news update, and we're going to get right into it, starting off with a huge announcement. Maybe you've seen it if you've been checking out our Outer Ring ticket and that package, but I'm here to let you know about all of the things going on at WSBG, making sure you're in the know, making sure that you know what's on your dance card or what's available, so that when you get there, you're fully informed about all of your options and you're ready to have the best board gaming week of your year. Starting off with the National Diplomacy Masters, which has been announced. WSBG and Renegade Game Studios are joining forces to host the National Diplomacy Masters. This prestigious tournament will be held in conjunction with the WSBG Championship, of course, bringing together the brightest stars in board gaming. You can compete against honored diplomacy masters such as Katie Gray, Dan McNeil, Robert Lacey, and Manus Hand. Do you have what it takes to be a diplomacy master? Diplomacy is one of those games that is so, I feel, integral to the board gaming hobby in terms of how board gaming has expanded over the years. And I think it is awesome that we are able to celebrate those prestigious players, and who knows, you might be that prestigious player. If you've played diplomacy, if you feel like you're pretty good at it, we're going to have a huge diplomacy setup. The finals are going to be filmed. Diplomacy is taking care of all of that, but let me tell you, it's going to be a friggin' top-notch production. I'm so excited to see what happens. It's going to be an event all to itself. So if you like diplomacy, or you've ever played diplomacy, you feel like you've got a good chance at taking home that win, all you need to do is talk long enough and get those negotiations happening. It's my favorite style of game, one where I can talk my way into a victory or talk myself out of one. Usually the second. This is one that I cannot wait to watch players participate in, and this is one that I would love to jump in myself if I had any room in my schedule and was allowed. I'm not, but you are, so I look forward to seeing you all compete in that. And speaking about honored diplomacy masters, one such person, well, it's Ruel Gaviola. Ruel and I do a bunch of work together on the R&R show over on Rahdo's channel as well, but we are thrilled to welcome back Ruel. Ruel is honestly one of my favorite people. He is so genuine, so kind, and so excited to play games with you all. Ruel is also a dedicated WSBG diversity ambassador, and it's just going to be so great to have him there. Seriously, if you play a game with one person, make sure it's Ruel Gaviola, because I just love him. I love him so much, and I'm so thrilled that he's able to come down and join in the fun. But of course, we've got a bunch of special guests coming. Matthias Viga, if you missed all of them, the Dice Tower crew is going to be there. Our Family Plays Games, they're going to be there. I guess I should save some for future announcements. But so many people will be there, and that's part of what I love about WSBG is we really try to bring together everyone from the board gaming community. We got notable designers, we've got notable players, we've got notable content creators, and we've got, well, I already said it, you, notable players. It's a tangible vibe in the room, in open gaming and in the competition area, of just board gamers coming together to celebrate our hobby in a really exciting tournament. So I'm thrilled that Ruel can be there, and I'm thrilled that if you haven't gotten your tickets, that you're going to be there too. I'm thrilled. It makes me want to quit so that I can go play in open gaming with all of you and not have to deal with any of the streaming. But speaking about streaming, speaking about the tournament, there are some companies who have really gotten on board in terms of helping make this thing happen. This is a large event. We are up to $200,000 in cash and prizes that we're giving away just across the spectrum, right? If you take the $41,000 of cash, money that the final table makes, if you take the $3,000 a ring times 16 rings, plus there's so much more that we're giving away, and it wouldn't be possible without our incredible sponsors. And so huge shout out to Direwolf Digital. Direwolf Digital is responsible for Dune Imperium, as you know. Paul Denon is one of the leads behind Direwolf and behind Dune Imperium. Also so incredible to commentate with. If you missed either of the Dune Imperium matches, I commentated on both of them with Paul Denon. You should go check those out. Renegade Game Studios has brought back one of the, again, building blocks in our hobby, Acquire. Acquire is still a game that it was in 1963, I think it first came out, and it still holds up against modern board gaming. And I think that is such a monumental feat. And the addition that Renegade Games put forward is so, so nice. It's awesome to see them bring that back to the table. And so huge shout out to them for making sure that Acquire still happens. And we have a new addition into our lineup, Earth. Now we pick this lineup independently. We're not influenced by any publishers. We're influenced more about what games are popular, what games people might want to sign up for, and what games would be a good fit for the tournament. There's a whole slew of people, a whole panel of people that choose the games for the tournament. But when we announce the games, then we reach out to the publishers and we say, hey, we really love your game. Hope you can jump on board. And Inside Up is one of those studios who absolutely has jumped on board to help us out, helping us get all the copies for Earth so that you can play. And there might be something special for Earth players. That's all I'm saying, okay? I know I'm not allowed to talk about these things. I'm saying might. I'm saying there might be. But we just love Inside Up Studios. So I'm saying there's a chance. Stay tuned to these news updates for what I'm actually allowed to say it. Now let's move on so that I don't harp on it too much and lose my job. But then I could play in open gaming. Well, not if I bared all of WSBG's secrets. But here's a secret I can talk about. Well, it's not really a secret, but that was the segue I had. I want to highlight these two games that you can compete in the Outer Ring. We have Catan and we have Carcassonne. Or as I only refer to them now as Brent Jecklin and Rebecca Beach. Those were our champions in 2022. Catan and Carcassonne got cycled out of the main event, but we still wanted to include them in the Outer Ring competition. So if you are interested in participating in a tournament of Catan or a tournament of Carcassonne, we got you covered. For me, personally, I would always opt for Catan. Catan was the game that got me into the board gaming hobby personally. It blew my mind open, again, with that idea of negotiation and being able to chat and to talk. And the idea of a modular board was something that I had never seen before. And it really blew my mind open with possibilities. And I owe so much to Catan. And so I love seeing it represented in this hobby. And Carcassonne is also another solid choice. That was maybe the third game that got me into the hobby as well. Both of these games, I feel like the theme of this newsletter is honoring games that have brought us to where we are. And that's what I love about WSBGs. You have the full breadth of games from where we were to where we are and everywhere in between. Meaning that every type of gamer out there has something that they can come and compete in. It's just so exciting. And so I like doing these Outer Ring spotlights as well because it showcases everything else that we have to offer because we have a lot to offer. There are many events happening. There are too many events happening. That's why I got to break them up into these little newsletter chunks. So get your Catan strategies ready. Trade your wood for those sheep. My favorite thing to do in Catan is to get a little sheep port and then offer anybody to trade me 3 sheep for any resource, or 2 sheep and a resource for any resource. I don't care as long as it's on my turn. I'll turn those 2 sheep into whatever you want. It's totally cool. It's cool. And you just have to pay me a little resource as a tax. I think that's fair, right? I think Port Sheep No More is open for business, and I think it's fair. I haven't played Catan in a while, but I am currently not in my normal location, and so I am around some people who introduced me to the hobby with Catan, and who knows, maybe we'll get a game in. If you want the full list of all of our Outer Ring games, feel free to check out them on the WSBG Vegas website. And now over to the community quarter aspect. If you are tuning in this week to Dice Tower, you might see some familiar faces. That's right, Scott Kushner and PJ Marry Me, the winners of 7 Wonders, and our 3rd place finisher, Scott Kushner, and the winner of Cascadia, PJ Marry Me, they are taking on the Dice Tower crew in the Summer Spectacular. I don't know if they're playing Cascadia or 7 Wonders. I don't know what they're playing, but I know that they are there representing WSBG. And I also am going to try to have a little bit of a designer series coming out too. I played Heat with designer Asger, and that'll be dropping very soon. So stay tuned to both WSBG and Dice Tower. I'll probably drop the whole thing over on Dice Tower and then clip it out on WSBG. It was a friggin' wild race while I peppered him with questions, so I had a chance. But yeah, go on over, check out Dice Tower. Make sure that you're rooting for PJ and Scott in the comments. No matter how you do, boys, they're not going to take away your rings. It's bragging rights forever. But we believe in you, and we're pretty sure you can crush them. And speaking about that community spotlight, here are some local game stores that we want to shout out. We have board game events happening all over. If you have the itch to game, check out these great game stores near you. Pandemonium Books and Games in Cambridge, Massachusetts. If you're in Joplin, Missouri, or Jefferson City, Missouri, you can check out Hurley's Game Store and Mimics JC. I was just in Missouri for the St. Louis Geekway to the West event where I ran a little WSBG mini qualifier. And man, was that a good time. I have a little vlog about my experience both on WSBG and on some games that I played over on the Room and Board channel, which I also run. And speaking of mini world qualifiers, also shout out to GameCon. That's happening June 22nd and June 23rd in Palm Springs. If you want another chance to try to win your way into WSBG, definitely go check that out. Or even if you're already coming, it gives you a chance to, you know, practice your skills. Get through that random ring round, you know? Get a little bit of practice, shake the dust off you before you head on to the main event in September, which, again, if you don't have your tickets, what are you waiting for? In fact, if you refer a friend, you're going to get bucks to spend at WSBG at the store. If you refer 2 friends, you're all going to get exclusive access to a special event we're having Thursday. I've said all this before, but if you refer 10 friends, you get your entry next year for free. So spread the love. Again, if your friends aren't convinced to come to this event, even just to play in the Outer Ring tournament, they can buy an Outer Ring ticket if they're a little shy about competing in that main event. Bring them on down. We know, anybody who has been to the event knows how much of a good time it is. And so if you're free, end of September, September 22nd to the 26th, what are you waiting for? Buy your ticket. Grab a friend, convince them to buy their ticket, and not only will you have the best board game week of your year, but you can get yourself a little something extra at the WSBG store. It's a win-win. Everybody wins. Especially you, when you win the $25,000 grand prize. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Make sure you stay tuned here on the WSBG YouTube channel or subscribe to our newsletter for more updates. Thanks everybody for being here. As the months get closer, now is the time. Now is the time to lock in. I understand earlier on, if you missed, if you haven't gotten your ticket, I get it. But you may want to tune into the Dice Tower West Summer Spectacular just in case you haven't purchased your ticket. There might be a flash sale, flash discount code going on where you can save yourself some money. I don't know. They don't tell me anything. I just say things and hope that it happens. But seriously, there's never been a better time to get your ticket. You got a little over 3 months to the event. You can shift your schedule around. You can book those flash sale flights, and you can make sure that you have the best board gaming week of your year. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you back in the next video. My name is Chris George. On behalf of all of us here at WSBG, what are you waiting for? It's time to get in the game.